If somehow you haven't been paying attention, the release of the Minecraft movie has been a lot. I don't really know how else to describe it. I've seen dozens of TikToks ranking the top Minecraft movie moments. I Am Steve, Flint and Steel, Chicken Jockey. I mean, somebody brought a real chicken into the movie. It's on pace to be the highest grossing video game movie of all time. It's crushing box office expectations. It's the talk of the town. My dad sent me a reel about it. And that leads me to one question. Is the Minecraft movie good? And it seems like an easy answer. The first thought in your head is probably, no, it's not. But what does being good mean? What makes a movie good? The Room is not a good movie, but it's so bad that it's good. Megalopolis is not a good movie, but it's good that it exists, that somebody tried to do it. Like, is the Minecraft movie good for movie theaters? It's been a really slow year, and the Minecraft movie has given them a boost in, frankly, a struggling industry. But I've also never seen videos of movie theater employees having to turn the movie off before. Is a Gen Z Rocky Horror Picture Show good? Or is it just another domino in the never-ending cycle of irony in the prison of self-awareness? The Minecraft movie contains multitudes, even if purely because of the moment that it came out and the framework that it exists within. And that's even before we talk about what happens actually on the screen. Today we're going to be talking about Minecraft and what makes a movie good, the death of the artist, the introduction of the audience, and art as a conversation. So much has been talked about in the last couple of years about the state of the movie industry, and the state being that it's bad. Like, I love the subreddit r/box office. I love checking in on that sort of stuff. And the expectations for the Minecraft movie were pretty low. The reviews were bad, audience scores weren't great, and frankly, people just don't go to the movies that much anymore. And that's because the role that movies fill is changing. Most movies now come out on streaming or video on demand in just a couple of weeks after their release, especially if it wasn't like a huge hit. We're in a golden age of television, and I don't know if it's a golden age of internet entertainment, but it's certainly an age where there's like a lot of it. Going to the movie theater used to just be a fun thing to do in an era where we weren't completely inundated with dopamine and entertainment. Want to catch a movie? That's just a thing people would say. Movies and theaters now can't sell you on entertainment like they used to. They can't sell you on exclusivity like they used to with the way that streaming works now. So what is the only thing that they can sell you on? The experience. I mean, when do you see a movie? When you're bored, or when Interstellar is re-released in theaters on that big screen? Or like Avengers Endgame, that was an experience, thousands of people collectively holding their breath. I remember when Captain America pulled the hammer towards him, the theater I was in applauded. It felt different watching it with other people, different than watching it at home. You had to be there. Or Barbenheimer. Would I have gone to see the Barbie movie by myself? Probably not. Or Oppenheimer. Probably not. But I went with a big group of people and we Barbenheimered. And when I heard about all the Chicken Jockey stuff and the Flint and Steel and the communal excitement, it felt like it was an experience that I wanted to be a part of. That's why I went. I looked through every showing in my city and I tried to find the one with the most seats sold. And I found it. I went. And I'm going to be keeping sort of a tally mark on or off about whether I think the movie is good or bad. And I think its ability to get people out of the house and actually into the theaters is good. So points for that. I went to the movie on a dreary Thursday night in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Another beautiful day where I am going to go watch a children's movie by myself for a YouTube channel.
But I was a little nervous going in because as I walked in, I wasn't seeing as many unruly 17-year-olds as I would have liked to. Because to be honest, that's what I was there for.
This movie is going to change our lives!
The audience that you watch a movie with is really important, and that impacts whether you think it's good or bad. Like one time when I was like 19, I was at the beach with a bunch of my friends, and everyone fell asleep except for me and my friend John. And we were looking for something to watch, and we were scrolling, and Rocky Horror Picture Show showed up. We're like, should we? I mean, I've heard good things about it. And we watched it. We watched the entire thing together, just the two of us, basically in silence. We didn't get it. I didn't get it. That's not the way that you're supposed to watch that movie, you know? We together were not the right audience. And like watching the Minecraft movie maybe ironically isn't something that sounds really fun to do by yourself. In fact, without other people, it's not ironic. I'm really just watching a children's movie by myself. So I came into the theater, I sat in front of this large group of teenage girls, and I watched not one, but 2 separate trailers for Jesus movies, including one that's called like The Last Supper with the tagline, "The table is set," which is kind of awesome. It's kind of like 30 Rocky, but you know, that's besides the point. My thoughts on the Minecraft movie as a movie. Skip to this point if you want to avoid spoilers. I don't know why you'd want to, but sure. The Minecraft movie's plot synopsis. We follow Soulless, Idaho. That's where it takes place. We follow Soulless, Idaho residents, Garrett and Dawn, as well as Natalie and Henry, who just recently moved to Soulless, as they all accidentally get stuck in the world of Minecraft. There's a MacGuffin that gets them there. There's a MacGuffin that they need to find to get out of there. Here they meet Steve, who's Jack Black, playing Jack Black,
Flint and Steel,
who offers to help them escape. Meanwhile, they're being pursued by the evil Malgosha, a zombie pigman witch who wants to take over the overworld for gold. Through the power of friendship, they manage to escape and use the lessons and skills they learned in Minecraft to improve their lives in the outside world by using their creativity, I guess. And it's fine. It's not Morbius, which I think is another ironically embraced piece of fiction. And it's not the Lego movie, which is, I think, basically the best case scenario for making a movie like this. Not just because the products are kind of similar, but because they're both IP movies that are all about creativity and imagination, and a celebration of individuality. While I do think that's what the Minecraft movie was aiming for, I feel like it really missed the mark. And a big part of that is because they didn't have time to develop or do anything, because so much of it was just like having moments where it's like, oh, that thing from the game that I played. Or like, oh, I as a child yearned for the mines, which is basically, you know, just a reference to a tweet. It does also have, by the way, the worst line I've ever seen in a movie. Our introduction to the kids, I swear this is a real line. I know Soulless wasn't your first choice, but it was Mom's dying wish for us to move here. And I swear to God, it's never once mentioned why that was her mom's dying wish. They don't have family there. It wasn't like revealed later like the mom had at one point been stuck in Minecraft or something like that. Their mom's dying wish was for them to move to Idaho. My real life mom is from Idaho. If she died and her final wish was for me to move to Idaho, I would pass. It does have a couple genuine laugh out loud moments on purpose. I thought Jason Momoa was actually pretty funny in this, much more than I expected. And if you like Jack Black, I like Jack Black, then you are gonna like Jack Black in this movie, because, you know, he's playing Jack Black. I was never bored during the movie, which is good. Sometimes you go see a movie and you're like, all right, let's wrap this up. I think part of that as well is I was just anxiously waiting to see whether people were going to freak out during the chicken jockey moments or like the lava chicken stuff. Another problem that the movie has is there's no weight to it. It all feels like dolls. And I think that kind of makes sense. It's a common problem in like these green screen movies. Like, what are the stakes? Like, I know it's a kid's movie, but if you can't invest time in building characters or having danger because Jack Black needs to do a 70-second song about lava chicken, it kind of makes a lot of it feel pointless. Like, there's a point in the movie where Jason Momoa's character convinces Steve to go on a detour from retrieving the MacGuffin so that he can get diamonds so that he can save his store from closing in the real world. And then later it's revealed to the boy Henry that they'd taken a detour instead of heading straight to the MacGuffin. And then Henry's upset and he calls Jason Momoa's character the most selfish person he's ever met because he desperately wants to reunite with his sister. But, like, it just doesn't ring true. They have to get out of Minecraft because it's dangerous? I mean, Steve has lived here for years, and it's basically his sanctuary. B, they don't spend any time really building up a connection between the siblings, so it's like, who cares about that? And C, it just doesn't line up with sort of the later theme of being like, oh, well, should we leave Minecraft where here we can be creative forever, and in the real world, you know, there are consequences and risks, blah, blah, blah. It's just confusing. Like, I can't tell who the main character in this movie is supposed to be. I mean, Jason Momoa gets top billing, but Henry's sort of the through line, I guess. But I just found myself the entire time being like, I hope he gets to keep his store open. That's like the only real thing. And why does Steve feel like he has to escape to the overworld? It's never explained like he's getting bullied or anything in the main world. He's just like bored. And also, like, the entire thing where people are like being bullied for being creative. Minecraft's the most popular game of all time. What? It really feels like a movie made by committee. Like, let's take the themes of the Lego movie and then throw in a bunch of references, film it on a green screen, wrap it up in 107 minutes, and be done. It just feels like the movie was made by AI, but in like the worst way. Not that it's terrible, just that it's soulless. But also, I didn't care about any of that. That's not why I went to see the movie, and that's not why most people did. The Minecraft movie is being watched for a lot of different reasons. Some of it is love of the game, some of it is nostalgia, but a lot of it is because people are watching it ironically. And that's maybe what I was doing. And I'm pretty conflicted on this one, to be honest. Is the Minecraft movie good for culture? I'm not sure. I just made a video about Gen Z's obsession with irony, and like a week later, this movie comes out. And there are lots of comments of people bringing up, well, what about the Minecraft movie? There are also a lot of comments from millennials. I'm sorry I made fun of you guys for the Señorita Awesome thing. I didn't know you guys were all wearing those outfits in the 2010s ironically. My B. You don't have to call my mustache ironic. It's not. I'm wearing it with the full force of my heart. And I'm not going to delve into that entire irony thing again. If that interests you, there will be a link to that video in the description. But I think it is worth exploring just a little bit. I think it's really cool that people are getting together and getting out of the house, even if it is ironically. It's almost like a Rocky Horror Picture Show thing, an opportunity to engage with a piece of media in a fun, communal way. I mean, basically, I'm pro anything that gets people out of the house. I think it's kind of a cool way to reclaim a piece of media that is kind of soulless, that's art by committee. Let's all get together and pretend like this bad thing is good. But especially as I see more and more of these videos of these in-person experiences coming out, it's starting to feel a little performative. Like, is it being done for the sake of fun, or is it being done so that it can be recorded? Like, those people who brought the real chicken into the Minecraft movie were kicked out. I worry about this trend of increasingly antisocial, in-person behavior for the sake of praise online. Whenever I see a video of somebody saying something crazy at a mall, or this guy walking through a McDonald's, or even these guys playing chess at the front of a concert, it makes me think that to them, the online world's reaction to what they're doing is more important than what's happening in real life. And I know that prank shows have been around for forever, but this feels more personal, more pervasive.
You are literally the worst person in the entire world.
And I see 100 people in real life hating this guy so that he can get likes on the internet. It makes me think what percentage of us are living for the online world more than the real life world. Like work or hanging out with your friends or just standing in line are all just these like breaks between approval and dopamine from likes and shares and all that online. And that seems bad. But I also wouldn't have gone to see the movie if I hadn't seen videos like that, if I hadn't seen clips like that. That's what I was expecting. That's what I was hoping for. I wanted to be a part of a communal experience. I wanted to be a part of something. And that's another angle. Is it good for the movie industry? I mean, yes, the movie is definitely a blockbuster hit. People are going to the theaters, it's gonna fund more movies in the future. I mean, just from an employment perspective, it's good. They were kind enough to employ, by some rumors, up to 40 screenwriters. I mean, it's definitely good for movie theaters. It's been a really tough year for theaters. I want to say it's like the worst year we've had on record up to this point since like 1996. When I was looking for showings of the Minecraft movie, I was astounded. I didn't even know we had that many theaters in Charlotte. And that's definitely a win. But it's also another IP. It's intellectual property. Remember how video game movies were cursed? They're about to be everywhere. Because here's the thing, we all say we want Hollywood to make more original movies, but the truth is we don't. Vote with your dollar, vote with your attention, and it turns out none of us are voting to go see these films. Look at all these original movies that flopped. Like Better Man. It was a Robbie Williams biopic, and yeah, biopics are the worst, but it was critically acclaimed, and it starred a CGI monkey. That's awesome. I did not see it, and you didn't either. I think the Minecraft movie proves that there's still an appetite for live movies in the post-Marvel supremacy world. And I think it's going to be a lot of video game movies, which is both good and bad. because I think it's going to be the same thing as Marvel. Even if you hated Marvel and you thought that comic book movies were lame and uncreative, Marvel's success kept the doors open on cinemas so that other films could have a theatrical release. So it's good for the movie theater industry, while also simultaneously probably being the worst time in history to be a movie theater employee. I saw a video of different movie theaters having the exact time of chicken jockey moments written down. I've never seen employees have to make speeches or kick people out before. And is this a permanent win for movie theaters, or is it a temporary one? Because I think it's gonna open the doors more and more for this type of behavior. Would you wanna be an employee at a theater that showed The Room 100 times a day? Or do you wanna be somebody taking your granddaughter to go see a movie and suddenly she's covered in popcorn? This is one of those things that continually escalates. I'm already seeing worse and worse behavior for the showings this week than I did the week before. The internet is all about one-upsmanship, and if one person is going to bring a live chicken in, somebody next week is going to bring in 10, and then 20, and then 50. And suddenly it's like, are we only appealing to this demographic of people? Or in some theaters where now all of a sudden they're like booing when the female characters are on the screen. And as a brief comment on that, I do think that Natalie and Dawn are boring and underdeveloped characters through no fault of the actresses. They're just poorly written. You know who else is underdeveloped and boring? Henry, but nobody's giving him any nonsense for it. Don't get me started on the dullness of pubescent misogyny. Or do, if you want to watch my episode on boys versus girls. It's boring, and I'm definitely putting that in the bad column. The Minecraft movie is simultaneously a celebration of what makes movies and crowds great and what makes them terrible. I mean, one thing I know for sure is that they're definitely going to make a Minecraft 2 now, and they're going to pander even harder. It's going to be even more full of references, because now it's also going to be full of references to the first film, which was already full of references to the game. There's going to be a chicken jockey in it 100%, and I promise you that movie is going to bomb. It's going to be like when they re-released Morpheus because of all the memes online. You can't deliberately capture irony or any of this like so bad it's good stuff. And finally, is the Minecraft movie good for you? Who is this movie for? Is it for kids? Yes. Is it for Minecraft fans? Kind of. Could you enjoy this movie if you'd never played the game? I have no idea how you would react to this movie if you went into a coma in 2009, woke up, and then went to watch it by yourself in an empty theater. I have no idea.
Whoa, you some kind of king?
No. That's a legend.
Because I don't know if there's anything real within the movie itself to grab onto. And it just makes me think of my own reactions to the film. I saw a Reddit comment a couple weeks ago that really riled me up. It was like, I know this movie's going to be terrible, but I can't wait to see it anyway. And it was about the remake of the Freaky Friday movie that they're doing. And I hate remakes. The Frasier reboot makes me sad. I hate the idea that there are people who are engaging with art just so they can have that Leo moment where they're like, ooh, I know that. And I say that, and yet I still felt some sort of way when there was that Technoblade reference in there. But how would you respond to that if you didn't know who that is? I see myself falling for the same things I fault others for falling for. Culture just feels so self-referential and so deeply enmeshed in itself. Should we be celebrating something that's only interesting in the context that it exists around? Is that what art is? And I'm just scared to be a part of this. Like, I have this great fear because there's a lot of evidence that the number one predictor of whether you're going to like a piece of media or not is the age you were at when you watched it. Like, we mostly for the rest of our lives listen to music that we listened to when we were 19, or we love the movies the most that we saw when we were 16. I don't want to be stuck in a cycle of not being able to appreciate new things because I'm so obsessed with the things that I've already seen. I don't want to watch a movie that's full of references and feel good about the fact that I get all the references. But maybe I do. And I didn't get the chicken jockey experience that I wanted. During the I am Steve moment early on in the film, one of the girls sitting behind me yelled it, which was funny in its own way, but when nobody else made any noise, I think that sort of was nipped in the bud. They kept talking behind me, referencing the movie, saying the lines just quietly, and I appreciated that. But the other people sitting in my row ended up moving forward, closer to the screen. I had the row to myself. If I'd gone with a friend or on a date or with my brother or in a crowded theater where people were shouting around at the right times and were throwing popcorn, I would have had a completely different experience, even though the movie would have been exactly the same. And between all the things we've tallied up, culture, the industry, movie theaters, art, irony, is the Minecraft movie good? It depends. The Minecraft movie is not the worst thing I've ever seen. I wasn't desperately waiting for it to be over. When I had to use the bathroom halfway through, I ran because I didn't want to miss any of the moments. I wanted to be a part of it. It didn't overstay its welcome. On Letterboxd, I gave it 2 stars, but I enjoyed it vastly more than A Complete Unknown, which I also gave 2 stars to. And in 20 years, we're going to get analysis from some 30-year-old YouTuber who's like, why the Minecraft movie's actually better than you remember. Because they watched it when they were 10, and to them, that's what being 10 felt like. Would I play a ton of Minecraft if I was introduced to it today? I don't know. I do know that when I play now, I think about servers that I played on with my friends, and I think about the terrible YouTube series I made when I was 12, and I think about spending hours trying to port forward so that I can play with my friends online. One of the reasons I wanted to make this essay is I just wanted to explore the fact that I think that so much of how we engage with art is what we bring to the table. Is the Minecraft movie good? Are you a movie theater employee or an owner? Are you 7 or are you 17? Did you go to see it on a first date that went well or one that went bad? Did a bunch of teenagers ruin your night out with your daughter, or was this an opportunity to connect with your grandson? Are you trying to get your own movie made and now you're worried about the landscape? Or does your Tetris the movie spec script suddenly seem much more achievable? It all depends. When I was 16, my favorite book was Jack Kerouac's On the Road. I read it multiple times. I loved it. I tried rereading it last year and I couldn't get through it. I hated the characters. I hated their beliefs. I hated everything that they said. The book didn't change, but I did. I really strongly believe that all art is a conversation between the artist and the audience. Why do we see faces in rock formations on Mars? The rocks didn't do anything, but we bring something of ourselves to them. I don't think the Minecraft movie did anything special on its own. I think it's kind of soulless in an example of art by committee. But I think like all things, we end up adding a little bit of ourselves to it. Irony, excitement, nostalgia, celebration, what we love, what we hate, who we watched it with. And this weekend, I'm gonna see it again with my brother for his birthday, and it's gonna be a completely different movie. Please like and subscribe.